Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to my IELTS class. It's about speaking and writing sessions. B1. So it's Tuesday morning here in the UK, and our local time is 6:34 a.m. If you're interested to join, you can see the link that I've shared. If you're watching from the mobile, it should be on the top of your screen. But if you're watching from the web, it should be on the right hand corner top. What you have to do is you have to click on it to join, and possibly you can get 2 free lessons. And on the other side, if you're interested to subscribe with the money, you're more than welcome. You can use this code to get 30% discount. The code is Team Blue. Okay. Hi, Hesley. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for taking me in. I'm so happy.
Yeah, no problem. Could you
So,
please?
how are you, sir?
I'm quite good. Thank you very much for the question. And could you please tell me why have you subscribed to this lesson?
I follow you before when you open your class, and then I subscribed yesterday because when I open my Hello apps and I see you, and then I can subscribe because I want to learn IELTS and I want to learn more.
Thank you very much.
You're
S-
welcome, sir.
So, why do you need to sit for the IELTS exam?
Sir, I have planning uh for applying some scholarships, so I need to learn more
Okay.
because the requirement of this scholarship have to put it the IELTS test as a requirement, so that's why.
And which country scholarship are you after?
Uh, in this year, I want to try to apply scholarship in UK, achievement scholarship.
Mm-hmm. And how much score is needed for the scholarship?
Actually, read that minimum 7. Yeah, 7.
7 in academic.
Yeah, 7 in
Right.
academic.
So, have you ever sat for this
Yes,
exam before?
not yet. It's never. I just try to learning by myself, reading some books, but I'm never try to do the exam or something like that.
Okay. I'll suggest you to have a look about those sample questions or sample test, or sometimes we call it mock test, so that you know the exam, their features, question patterns, etc.
Yes, sir. Where I can get it, sir?
There are thousands of websites that offer you. Okay.
Okay, I
I,
will. I will looking for
I'll
that.
send you the link in the subscriber chat. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
Thank you so much.
you don't have any idea about the IELTS exam, have you?
Not yet. I've never tried it before. But I'm just starting to learn. I mean, taking seriously to learn. I'm just starting this, especially for this month, because before I just learning, but it's not really taking serious mind. I mean, it's not continuously. Sometimes when I have free time, I did, but when I don't have free time, I don't do it, and then I think I need more to be serious in this time.
Okay. I'll give you the overall idea about the IELTS exam. I've just noticed that you have subscribed to me on a trial basis. So, which means that you will get only 2 lessons freely, and after that, your subscription would be over.
Yes, sir.
All right. But if you need help after the free subscription, then you have to be a monthly subscriber. You have to spend money in that case.
How much, sir? Can I
At the
know?
moment, for me, it is $16 for a month. Um,
$16. When
yeah,
we
for
have to convert to rupiah.
so
Okay.
so let me give you the example. So for $16, you will get 8 lessons. Each lesson has 1 hour duration, and these classes are recorded and saved on my Hello account, Facebook account, as well as in my YouTube channel. You can always watch them from there whenever you want to. Like this lesson is also being recorded at the moment, okay? And you can watch it later. And secondly,
Yes,
each
sir.
class has countdown system, which means it starts from 59 minutes 59 seconds and it goes down 1 second. And when it comes to zero, the class shuts down automatically. And when your subscription is over, system removes all the non-subscribers automatically from the chat group. Okay, so these are the
Yes.
basic information.
Yes.
So IELTS exam education,
$16. $16.
yeah. But if you use
Yeah,
Team Blue, this code
$16.
before 12th of September, possibly you'll get 30% discount. So you can save
Before what?
before
Before what,
12th of
sir?
September.
12th of
Yeah,
September.
this
Okay. Before 12th of the September, so I can get a discount.
yeah this code is valid up to 12th of September. So you have to use in this time, anytime. Okay.
Okay.
And
Yes, sir.
for the
Thank you for the
monthly
information.
subscriber, I've got writing checking service, which means that the IELTS exam, for the writing part, task 1, task 2, students can send their topic to me. I check it, I correct it, I suggest it, assess it, I mark it, and give you feedback, and then you can understand what you need to develop. That is only for the monthly subscriber, not for the trial student, because trial students leave the class after 2 days. Okay.
Yes,
Uh,
sir. I'll check the link. How can I mean, how can I, when I want to pay that, where, how I do the payment, I mean.
okay. If, in the same
Um,
way how you have joined, then there will be
yes.
a box. Add your code. Okay. Then you on the box you will add this code Team Blue.
Okay, I found this one. Yes, I
That's
found this.
I think
Sir,
at the
yes.
moment it is 10% plus another 20% offer. So 30% they're giving
Yes.
discount. Someone said
This,
to me.
but in this, if I want to pay right now, is in here is 5% only, sir. You say that before that we have
Team Blue, it
30% of
should have got 10%.
out team block. Yeah, I will
You
check
need to use
first.
this code.
Okay,
Okay.
let me try first.
And hang on a moment.
5172. Okay, and 4 month, 5 month, 3 months. Okay, $45. Okay, let's try to open this.
Okay, I'm going to
So,
send you some websites link in the chat group. You can have a look in the meantime.
yes, sir. Okay.
Uh, so that you have to register with them. It's free registration, and you can sit for the we call it sample test or mock test. So, which country again are you from? I forgot, Hesley.
I'm from Indonesia, sir.
You're from Indonesia. Okay.
Actually, I want to do the payment, but okay, maybe later I will do the payment, sir,
Yeah, okay, no worries.
after this call.
Um, I can hear a baby's, you know, speaking. Is it your baby?
Yes,
All
you're
right.
right, sir.
Lucky ma'am.
So
How many child have you got? Hello.
yes, sir.
How many children have you got?
I have two children. They are boys.
Ah, so you are a very enthusiastic mother in that case. Okay, in the subscriber chat, I have shared some of the sites for the sample test or mock test, we call it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so IELTS exam, as you can see, it stands for International English Language Testing uh, System. Okay, uh, this is the
Yes, sir.
one of the requirements for the international students to get scholarship, stipend for immigration, training, registration, and many other opportunities. And this test is not for everyone, number one. Number two, it is for only for those people who are interested to go to the English speaking countries, especially UK, Europe, Canada, USA, Australia, and New Zealand, and many other universities around the world offer scholarships, and they ask for this test score. There is no pass or fail marks. The minimum score is 1 and maximum is 9. So it is the banding score that indicates your level of English. Okay, so remember, if somebody says that, oh, I have passed it, no, there is no pass or fail mark. It's a banding, and any adult can sit for the exam. 18 years old or above. Every month, the exam takes place around the world from 194 locations, and there are two types of authority. Both are same. One of them is the British Council and the Cambridge University from the UK, and second one is IDP Australia. Their quality standard and guidelines all are same, and the examiners of IELTS exams are qualified examiners around the world, and they just take the exams and assess your test. So basically there are two types of tests. One of them is academic and another is a general test. From the name you can guess academic test is needed for academic purpose, like for studies, for your registration, for your training, and scholarships and stipends. Generally it's needed for the immigration, like if you like to go to a country, you have got job offer, then you have to sit for the general test. Both of the tests are same. If you have got any question, Hasley, please stop me and ask me. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have got, so there are two types of sites. As I said, general test and academic test. Both of the tests have got 4 modules. Oh, one more thing I forgot. How long is the validity of the certificate? It is 2 years from the day of the test. And you can register by visiting the website or by calling the local British Council office or maybe IDP office, whichever is available in your country. The fee is generally, every time if you sit for the exam, in between, I think, 140 to 160 pound, depending on the currency conversion rate. I don't know how much it could be. And there is another IELTS exam for the immigrants, that is we called IELTS UKVI. That is not for needed for you. It is for the uh, you know s- people who get married who want to bring their partners. Okay, as I said, there are four types of sections in the test: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And most of the cases, students say that they can develop their listening by themselves and reading as well. And people need help in writing and speaking section, because IELTS exams have some guidelines and instruction you have to fulfill when you're writing. You have to fulfill the criteria when you're speaking. And in order to get good marks, you must follow their rules. And also, I always share this information. IELTS exam is not knowing the English language, but knowing the rubrics. Okay? Rubrics means the inside hidden information that no one will tell you except your teacher or qualified person. And at the moment, IELTS is offered in paper-based test and computer-based test. And the paper-based test is shortened written PBT, paper-based test. And for the computer test, it is written CBT. And how they are different? That they are different in writing and reading sections. Okay. So what happened? If it is a paper-based test, they will give you the question paper, and you have to write there. But if it is a computer-based test, they will give the question through your computer, and you have to answer through the computer. All right, Hesley? So that's the basic difference. So when you're registering, you have to find out which one is suitable for you. If you are good at typing through computer, go for computer test. But if you think that, no, I'm good at uh, writing normal paper, go for paper-based test. As I mentioned, both of these tests have got four sections. Two sections are common, same, listening and the speaking part. The other two sections, writing and readings, are different. So let's go to the academic test first. In academic writing, you will get two tests, task, we call it task 1 and task 2. You'll be given 1 hour time to complete the both of the tasks. Task was in generally you have to write from a bar chart or a graph chart or a process map or an abstract photograph. You will have 20 minutes and you have to write at least 150 words. And sometimes students say that, is it necessary to write 150 words? Yes, minimum you have to write 150 words. You can write a little bit more, like 10% more. So in that case, you can write 165 or 70. And after that, you go to the task 2, and you'll get 40 minutes and you have to write minimum 250 words. Okay, and that is like writing an essay. And when this writing is over, you have to go for reading section. In academic reading, you'll get another an hour time, and there will be 3 big paragraph or comprehension, and there will be 40 questions. You have to answer these 40 questions within the 1 hour time. There is no negative marking if you answer it incorrectly. So the technique is, do not leave any questions unanswered. Okay. So when the reading is over, the speaking test takes place in another day, generally not on the same day. They will inform you when you're speaking task. Okay, in speaking test, there are three parts or three tasks. Task one is your general interaction. Task two is called cue card, where you'll be given a topic in a small card, and you have to speak about the topic at least 2 minutes or a little bit more. Okay. Task three is the advanced conversation with the examiner, which is most of the cases related to the topic of the task two. And depending on your response, speaking task is in between 15 to 20 minutes test only. And for your information, all the conversations are recorded in an audio device, so that it's a proof. And sometimes some students appeal when they do not get required score, that, oh, I have set for the exam, I didn't get enough score, I want it to be rechecked. You can lodge an appeal application within the 28 days of the exam. In that case, IELTS authority sends your audio and other part, whichever you have appealed, to a second examiner. You cannot appeal for a listening and reading section. You can appeal for writing and speaking section only, where you're scored manually. For reading and listening, you're scored by machine because the answers are there already. Okay, and within the 28 days, when the second examiner assesses your marking, if the score differs one or more, in that case they make the average. For example, if you got 6 previously, now in the second examiner thinks that no, you get 7, so they will make the average 6 and 7, and you'll get 6.5 in that case. I forgot in the listening part. In listening part, there will be 30 questions. I think 40 questions. Sorry, not 30. 40 questions in 30 minutes, and you'll be given a question paper as well, answer sheet. When the examination is over, you have to write the correct answer and transfer it to the answer sheet. Okay, Hesley, that is all about academic. And for general, in writing section, you'll be given again two tasks similarly. Task one, you have to write a letter or an application. You have to write at least 150 words in 20 minutes. Task two is same, writing the essay, 40 minutes to 150 words. And for the reading section, in general, there will be 5 small paragraphs. Similarly, 40 questions in 1 hour. And that's all how the 4 sections are divided and explained. Okay, Hesley, any other question?
It's very clear, sir.
All right. I'm sorry, Martian. This is a subscriber lesson.
So I want to ask you about how to pay, because when I click this link, so there are only subscribers until October 3, and then they'll cut off 5%. But when how, I mean, how to use Team Blue as a piece for,
When you're subscribing, does it say add a promotional code? Add cash.
yep,
Add cash. Click on add
but
cash, and a box will appear. It will say use your promotional code.
oh my god, is that 5%, 10%?
No, no. Those are the normal
Oh,
one.
it's different.
Those are the normal one.
The
You'll see a
normal.
box. It will say user promo code.
Oh my god, I have to find that one. Okay.
If you can't find it,
My god,
don't
I'll
worry.
check
I'll
it out.
send you a video link how you can use it. Yeah, because sometimes don't
Yes.
subscribe now. I'm going to send you later. Let me find it. There should be a video instruction.
Yes, sir. Then I will do the payment soon.
Okay. I'll ask one of our fellow teachers. They can send me, then I can forward it to you. So don't worry. Oh, someone has subscribed. I don't know the person. Okay, so that's all about IELTS exam, and let's move on with the speaking section today. Okay, Hesley? And as I said, sometimes some students say that, okay, teacher, I don't know whether my writing is correct or not. If you can check it. And also sometimes some students say that I don't know whether my grammar is correct, whether my pronunciations are okay, etc. So that's why I focus on through these classes speaking and writing sessions. All right. Any other question?
No, sir. It's clear, sir.
Okay, let's go on. Speaking tips. We're going to give you some tips, and remember, these tips are very important, and you need to follow it. And through this 1 hour lesson, it is not enough. I'll give you the hints, guidelines, and you have to practice at your own time. Remember that. Practice is the key word or magic word for your success and getting good score in IELTS exam. So IELTS part 1 or speaking tips and the task 1 or part 1, you will get 4 to 5 minutes. And as I've said, they're going to ask you a personal question like your name, where are you from, your education, why you're taking tests. And apart from that, they're going to ask questions from these 4 of these topics: your work, family, home life, personal interests. When it's over, they're going to ask you to, I mean, for the part 2 or task 2, cue card. Why it is called cue card? Because the topic is given in a card. Okay. So generally, sometimes people say that, okay, if you have given a cue card but you don't know anything about the topic, can I change it? No, you can't change it. But they don't give something different or difficult, but they give you a topic that you know. I'm going to give you some sample ideas later. And when you are finished about the task 2, you go to the part 3 or task 3. In part 3, you'll have the conversation, which is like more analytical and more elaborative answers. And the topic is related to part 2. So it takes generally 4 to 5 minutes to complete. And for the task 2, as I said, you have to speak at least 2 minutes, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer, 3 to 4 minutes, because some students answer it more than 2 minutes. Now, what are the features that they assess in a speaking part? Pronunciation should be coming later. Hang on a second. Let me. These are the 4 criteria. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
So when IELTS examiners assess your speaking skills, they mark against the following assessment criteria. So, dear viewers, if you're interested to join, click on this link and possibly you may be eligible to get 2 free lessons. Or if you're interested to subscribe by money, use this code Team Blue to get discounts. Okay. So I've got few students actually. They have subscribed maybe for 6 months, and there are a few of my students who are with me more than a year, 2 years, actually more than a year. There are a few students, and they're amazing. And those are mostly female students from other countries. Like there is one student from Vietnam, one from Peru, one from Mexico. You know. Okay, fluency and coherence. You will get 25% marks. Do you remember what is the highest mark in IELTS exam, Hesley? 9.
Yes, sir. 9,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, 9 is the highest score. So you get 25% marks fluency and coherence. That means you will get 2.25 and fluency. So what is fluency? I'll explain briefly. And coherence. Fluency is the speed of your talking. and the way you present yourself. And it shouldn't be repetitive. That means you don't have to say the same words or same sentences again, or you don't have to repeat it. If you repeat it, it will affect your score. You want to get the mark because you have already said about the sentence. And you shouldn't be quiet more than 15 seconds. That means when you're answering, sometimes students start thinking, then they stop. So do not give a pause more than 10, maximum 15 seconds. And fluency doesn't measure of your grammar, of your vocabulary, of your pronunciation. Those are separate, okay? And the coherence means you have to talk about the topic only. For example, if they ask you speak about the weather of your country, at then you have to focus on only about the weather or related words. You cannot speak about, say, uh, for example, whether there will be football match or cricket match. Okay, that will be irrelevant, out of topic, we say.
Yes.
And the second uh, assessment criteria is lexical resource. You get another 25%. That means 2.25. Another 2.25. So it elaborates about your vocabulary, and the vocabulary has a wider range. There may be synonyms, antonyms, phrasal verbs, collocations, group verbs, phrases, idioms, and even sometimes they accept English dialect as well, which are accepted. And Hesley, in both of the cases, students get 100% marks. So you get 2.25 if you are good in both of the cases, another 2.25. And third one is grammatical range and accuracy. It means that when you're using grammar sentences, it should be 100% accurate and use different kinds of grammar patterns or structures. And it is possible to get 100% marks, so you can get another 2.25. And the last one is pronunciation. Remember, there is no marking for accent. And pronunciation is the accurate way to pronounce words correctly, effectively, and with the highest intonation. And in this part, most of the students get 40 to 50% marks. Now look at the real life picture. If you get 100% on the other three parts, you're getting 6.75 straight away. And even if you get 50% in this case, you get say 1.13. And if you add it, your score comes 8 in speaking. That is amazing, right? And you'll be surprised to know many of my students got 8.5 in IELTS exam in most of the cases. Okay, so let's move on to the speaking tips. Tips number 1, do not memorize any answer. Okay, we say it here. Why we say like this? I have noticed in many cases, students read different websites, watch videos, they copy and memorize the answers from there. Remember, if you do that, an examiner will get you in the twinkle of an eye, and you won't get good marks because IELTS exam is the exam that will test your speaking skill. Okay, the first tip would be do not be nervous, keep calm and cool. Listen to the questions carefully before you answer. Okay, it's like one to one, the examiner and you, between you conversation. So listen to it. If you do not understand the question, you must ask the teacher or the examiner, excuse me, sir, could you please repeat? Or could you please explain? Or could you please paraphrase? Okay.
Yes.
And once you have understood the question, now it is easy for you. I always say this information. If you understand the, the conversation or the question in IELTS exam, it will be much easier for you to answer it back, especially listening part and speaking part. Even in reading part as well. When you're reading, if you understand the question, now it is easier for you. So the first, you know, your focus would be to understand the question, to listen to the examiner, and the listening part as well, what they're asking. Okay, and after that, do not memorize the answers. Use your own creativity. Number two would be, do not use big and unfamiliar words. Many times our students use, to show their expertise, they use unfamiliar words, very high standard vocabulary or phrases, but they don't know how to use them correctly. So if you're
Mm.
not confident about using any word or any phrases, do not use it. Okay, so you can see, you want to impress your examiner with big and complex words in your speaking test, but to be safe, avoid using words you are not familiar with. That means you do not know how to use them. Use a range of vocabulary that you know which is relevant to the topic being discussed. Okay, so that is tip number two. Tip number three, use a range of grammatical structure. So what kind of grammar do you need to know? This is a very big and challenging question. You have to know tense in a very good way, and conditional sentence. Then from the general grammar, how you can write or use compound and complex sentences. Okay, and I'm sure Hasley, you know all this, right? You know tense, you know conditional sentences, you know compound and complex sentences. Okay, and you need to know how to use this grammar correctly and accurately. So after that, next you will, don't worry about your accent. I said to you, is the pronunciation, and pronunciation is the technique how a word should be pronounced accurately with the right stress. Okay, then do not mumble. You know, we say sometimes some students speak very low voice. Your voice should be high enough so that examiner can listen to you. If the examiner doesn't hear your speech, the examiner will not be able to assess your marking. You have to be loud enough, okay, so that examiner can hear you and give you the mark. You can pause to think, but do not pause more than 10 to 15 seconds. Sometimes some students this expression, okay, and you can use it if you want to. Avoid using feelers or crutch words. So what are feelers or crutch words? You will see many times many students use words like this, like a, or actually, or you know what, like this. They use repeatedly in every 2 to 3 seconds. In IELTS exam and also in an amazing conversation, do not use this type of words. We call them crutch words or feelers when you're using. Okay, and why we suggest to avoid, because it makes the conversation less standard, and sometimes the examiner think that it may be boring. So this is one of the tips to avoid them. And these are the common words they use, like, oh, actually teacher, I have gone actually. No, do not use it. Accent your answers. Tip number two. If I ask, say, hey, do you know how to swim? You simply say yes. No, do not simply say yes. Say yes. I know how to swim because I've been swimming for the last 3 years or 4 years or since my childhood. You answer full sentences with 2 to 3 sentences. Okay. This is the another tip. Smile. Smiling helps good pronunciation. Make sure you smile and you pronounce the word correctly. And do not use we call monotonous. Do you know what is monotonous voice, Hesley?
Yes, sir.
You know,
Monotonous is uh no, I mean the intonation is T and there is no
variation.
another intonation. Yeah, the intonation is the
That's right.
same.
That's right. Because we are humans, if that you can notice that when you're speaking or talking, we have got emotions, we have got feelings, and that is another tip for the IELTS exam that we have to speak naturally. Okay, when you're speaking
Yep.
naturally, our voice goes up, goes down,
And down.
and the vice versa, down to up to down. So in monotone is like a mechanical tone or robotic tone, which has got no variation. Okay, have you watched the movie called Terminator 2 by Arnold Schwarzenegger? And he was a robot there, yeah, from future, and he speaks like
Yeah.
this: "Wait here, I'll be back." Yeah, you can
Yes.
see that it's like a deep voice, no change. But as a human, we don't talk like this. We speak naturally. We have got emotion. That's why when it is happy, we say, "Hey, I won." When you're said, "Oh, my team lost," and when you get pain, "Ouch, I got pain." We use this type of expression, and that's natural. Okay, so that is another tip. The next tip would be vary the stress and intonation. Sometimes you can use your hands uh, to gesture and have the rhythm of your conversation. And honestly speaking, Hesley, English language seems to be a rhythm of music. The move, you know. And the next tip would be practice common IELTS topics, and that's very important for you. So the topics are tourism and travel, education, transport, environment, family life, sport and recreation, crime and punishment, the internet, advertising and retail. These are the common topics. There may be something else. Okay, I have explained the fluency. Now, clarity. Clarity means use the correct word and correct pronunciation. Try to use the accurate grammar and self correction, another important thing in IELTS exam and speaking as well. Say, for example, if you're using a grammar structure incorrectly and you have noticed that you have used it, correct it straight away. For example, you're saying, I saw you was coming on the other day, but that is incorrect grammatical. We do not use you was coming, you were coming, or you were coming. Then you say, oh, sorry, it should be you were coming. You have corrected it.
Oh,
Yes, but don't worry. If you cannot correct it, just move on. Because it is a test, and the examiners always think that being a non-native, it is very natural to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But if you can correct it and if you can speak correctly, your score would be higher score than other people. Okay, so that is another tip. And talk loudly, loud enough so that the examiner can hear you and assess you. Do not speak too fast or too slow. So what is a fast expressions? I had few students. I'm just giving a real life example. They all started speaking like this. This morning I woke up that I went to the market to buy something and then I bought something. I said to slow down. Come on, you don't have to be speaking faster. So if you speak faster, what happens? Number one,
The burn.
yeah,
Yes.
number one, you lose
The,
the grammar structures. Number two, you lose the pronunciation, accurate pronunciation. Your words are jumbled. Your time becomes shorter. Okay. Remember, in some cases of IELTS exam, especially task two, you have to speak 2 minutes. If you speak too faster, your time becomes shorter, but you have to extend your time. If you speak slowly. One example is that, when the president or prime minister comes to the TV or radio or any other media to give a speech, they always speak very slowly so that everyone can understand. Okay, so similarly, think that when you're in the exam or an interview, job interview, it could be, you have to explain slowly so that everyone can listen to you and get your message, and that is very important. If you're speaking something and nobody understands, then your communication is lost. Okay, so you have to focus on that. And next one is the gap. Yes, as I said, do not be quiet. Not 3 to 5 seconds, actually, it is 10 to 15 seconds.
my God, I think.
So, what is the gap? Say, I've asked you a question like, what is global warming? You have started thinking global warming, then you have stopped. 1 second gone, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, four, five, six, seven, eight. And then you said, oh, I don't know, teacher, what is global warming? After 15 seconds, you're saying you don't know. Okay, do not take this much
Like,
of time. It will affect your score. If it will affect your fluency. If you remember, fluency, it's your continuity, the speed of your talking. But if you're not talking, there is no fluency at all. Right, Wesley? You'd like to say something?
no, sir.
Okay. And
It's
remember,
clear.
okay, thank you. You see, the time is going quickly. We have got only 8 minutes. So, what happened? Be confident. What does it mean? Even if you're making mistake, don't worry. Confident is speaking. Do not stop. Start speaking confidently so that you're not going to stop anywhere. And as I said, don't be nervous. If you have to give an example, give example from your personal example. Do not be repetitive. We said it earlier. Do not use the crutch words. Use different kinds of vocabulary, which is very important. Say you have used the word beautiful, okay? For example, learning. Wesley, what have you?
No, no. Sorry, I just wrong type. I mean, I don't want to typing this in this comment section. So sorry, sir.
No, that's okay. You can type it if you want to. Okay. Now, sometimes some students do
Sorry.
that when there are more than one. If somebody's talking, if somebody has a question, they write in the comment section. Okay,
Yes.
baby's crying. Okay. Now, as I was saying, say you have used the word beautiful. Now you need to use it again. In that case, you need to use synonyms or other similar meaning. So that is the using of different kinds of vocab. And in that case, I'm sure you know the other synonyms are like pretty or amazing or superb, gorgeous, etc. Okay. Number 11, make it personal. When you give an example, give a personal example. Stick to the point. That means that you're answering only about the topic and do not bring any irrelevant or not a topic that is not related to the topic. Talk as much as you can, which means that do not be limited to yes and no answer. Use at least one to three sentence. For every questions in IELTS exam in task 1 and task 3, you will have 15 to 20 seconds time to answer it. Do not give, again, do not give elaborated answers as well. Speak naturally, follow the pronunciation techniques, use correct intonation, speak articulately. Okay, use correct context, collocation, and connotation, 3Cs. These are very important when you're using a word. And depending on the context and collocation and connotation, you have to create sentences. Okay, and connotation is the concept how a word should be used, because there are few words, actually many words I should say, not few words, which can be used positively and which can be used negatively. Let me give an example. Like intelligent, the word, it is a positive connotation because we use it always for the explanation of being a good skill. But if you are using, say, a word confess, that this word is related to the negative meaning, you can't use it positively. Okay, so these are the two examples. Then use compound and complex sentences. That is very important. We've got 3 minutes 58 seconds. Hesley has muted. Okay. Remember, I have explained it many times, thousand times as well. If you're using compound sentences and complex sentences in your writing and speaking, you will get higher marks than other candidates. Okay. And we use uh, conjunctions in compound and complex sentences. So that's all about the speaking topic. And for the pronunciation, we need to know the basic rules how words are pronounced. And that is the one of the parts of the IELTS speaking marking criteria, that a student must use the correct pronunciation if you want to get good marks. And there are thousands of words. One example I have given here that we use as a noun and verb. And when it is noun, its pronunciation is different than the verb. For example, dov in a noun, then it's pronounced as dove. But when it is pronounced as, when it is used as a verb, it is pronounced dove. Okay. Likewise, live and live. I'm writing it. Say live and live. Live, verb, live, noun. Like, hey, where do you live? Verb. I'm in my live class at the moment. Okay. So that's all about today's lesson. And so this is one of the sample question about the task 2. I think Hasley is busy. So Hasley, if you've got any other questions, please write in the subscriber chat. Okay, and I can send you a link later how you can use the code. So thank you very much once again, guys. We have got 55 seconds, now 53, for listening to my class. I know that many of you are interested to comment and ask questions, but because of the Hallo policy and guidelines, you can't just come and comment. You need to be the subscriber. It's for every teacher, not only my classes. So thank you very much, guys, and also thank you, Hesley. I'll see you later. You take care. And also, dear viewers, if you want to subscribe this lesson, use the code TeamBlue to get discount. And this code is valid up to the 12th of September, and we'll get the normal discount as without the code as well. Thank you. Bye.